Hey guys, welcome to another training vlog. This time, doing a voiceover. I filmed some clips at the gym today when I was doing my heavy push session. So I'm just gonna walk you guys through that, share some tips, share what's working for me, and hopefully you guys can see some value in that. So you'll see here, first exercise I'm going over today is the barbell bench press. And this is my heavy day, so I'm trying to look at it going as heavy as possible, just increasing 2.5 kilos each week for 3 sets of 5. These are pause reps. This moved pretty well today. I got 112 kilos on the bar today. And you can see I'm really today focused on my leg drive. So pushing it, let it sink into my chest, so then I can press up. And I feel when I have a strong base like that, and when you have a strong base, a strong foundation, your bench press works so much better and feels so much better. So when you are bench pressing, make sure you have that setup and focus on that setup first and foremost before sort of chucking weight up and pushing the weight, because your form will just break down otherwise. So we worked at 3 sets of 5 of that today, and that moved pretty well. Like, I was pretty happy with that. The last set was a bit shaky, but overall it was pretty good. I trained a bit earlier today than I normally do, so I was quite happy with that. And after that, moving into our next exercise, which is the iso incline press. So I like to add in some incline for my shoulders and my upper chest, because I feel like bench press, my lower chest and my front delts just take the load heavily. So doing this is a good different movement to spice things up and get a good stretch. I find on that incline, I get a really good stretch here and press up. When I've done this in the past, I saw really good gains in my upper chest. So implementing that back in, especially after doing heavy flat bench press, moving into an incline press, I find I have better engagement in my chest. And then I move to flies after that. But with that incline, I'm sticking at 3 sets of 10 at the moment for my working sets. And I've got weight on there that's moderate. I wouldn't say it's super light, and I wouldn't say it's super heavy, but I'm just looking at getting that stretch and that squeeze at the top and that range of motion. I'm not looking at busting anything up or pushing too much weight on that movement, because I do have a few more exercises to get through. So once we do that one, we're moving into our cable flies, and each week I normally spice it up on the height, whether I go high to low or low to high. Today I'm doing mid-level, and again I'm focused on bringing my chest forward as the hands go back and really getting that open stretch and then that open squeeze at the top, which I really like that exercise. I prefer it on the functional trainer, not the cable crossover, but unfortunately the cable crossover was the only one that was free today. I prefer the angle of where it pulls you back on the functional trainer is a lot better. I find on this one, it's hard for me to keep my front delts out of it. So if you are sort of having that problem where your front delts do all the work, try doing it on a functional trainer, and you'll feel a difference. You might feel like it's a bit of chest contraction. Also play with the height of the cable. So where you're pulling it from will also have an impact as well. Next, we're moving into one of my favorite supersets on this day, which is the Arnold press. So I have these supersetted with the lateral raises, and I really like the Arnold press because it's hit on my sort of shoulders in a way that it hasn't been hit today. So we've done a lot of pressing, the front delts have got a lot of work, whereas this allows a good stretch. I find as I come down, I can feel all this as a press up as well. And then we move into a light lateral raise. So I do lateral raises multiple times a week, but keeping it light like this, I find helps me heaps just in the getting that contraction and not going too heavy. Like, I find that's the best sweet spot for me. And if you find the shoulders aren't growing, try lighten the weight and seeing how your body responds to that. Because I like to do it and get a little pull at the top, get a good contraction, and then get that stretch. And I go a lot higher reps. With this superset, I'm doing 3 sets of 10 for each of the exercises back to back. And I rest only about 30 seconds between them. Then to finish the workout, we got 2 exercises for triceps. And this is our heavy tricep push exercise. So we're going straight bar push downs. And you'll see that as I come up, what I'm trying to do is I'm getting that squeeze down the bottom, but as I come up, I kind of let my elbows come up and sort of up and out like this, because I find like that stretches all this up to the back here. Instead of just stopping here, I move forward a little bit and I get that stretch all through here, and then I come down and squeeze again. That little movement and that little tweak I've seen a lot of results in me and also my clients from doing that little tweak. You sort of hit the long head a little bit more too. And with this one, I'm just focused on going heavy. So towards the end, my form breaks down a little bit, but I'm happy with that. I'm fine with that. Because then the next exercise is really a controlled exercise. But on this one, we're going 3 sets of 12. Going heavy is sort of getting to close to 12 as possible, but I also want to try struggle towards 12. So hopefully I don't make 12 is the goal. And then the last exercise we're finishing off with today, which was the overhead tricep extension. So this is a new exercise I've sort of added in. I never used to do these because I used to get a lot of like elbow popping. It wasn't painful or anything like that, but I just stayed away from any overhead movements with triceps due to that reasoning. But recently I tried it a couple of weeks ago and it was fine. So I sort of started implementing it now and I can get a good pump. It doesn't feel like it's hard or burns, but I just get it results in a really good pump, which I'm not complaining about. So that's how I finish off my exercise, and then I go for a 5-minute run on the treadmill afterwards. But that's my push day, and that's my heavy push day. And each week I'm just trying to beat the reps or the weight. So if you're trying to get strong, definitely choose a movement and a compound that you want to get strong at, and focus on either beating the reps or beating the weight. 2.5 kilos or even 1 rep goes a long way. All right, guys. I hope that shared some value, and until next time, I'll see you in the next training vlog. Keep striving.